Hello, my darlings. Good evening, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle ATL By Night, our special vignettes. This one is called The Devil and His Due. Let's meet our vampires.
Hey everyone, I'm Dustin Fletcher, and I'm playing Cyrus Ibn Muhavara Beniafta.
And I'm Alex Ward, and I'm playing Caliph Ammon Kadar.
These vignettes are designed to be short stories that give a more rounded look at the city of Atlanta and the vampires within it. So now let's sit back and relax, and let's tell a vampire story. Cyrus, we pick up where we last left you, sitting on the rooftop outside of Dr. Amanda Gilbert's house, your wife, or at least once she was. You think of her a lot. The feeling of a touchstone, something tethering you to the humanity that you have such a tenuous grasp to. Previously, you'd been preoccupied with the fact that you couldn't kill her. But now, you're more preoccupied with the fact that you refuse to. But that doesn't mean someone else won't try and pick up where you left off.
Watching her move about with her family as they wind down for the night. Kind of just stay there,
You're just gonna keep
contemplating.
watching.
Even after they've gone to bed, just continuing to take it in, trying to process the past few days.
It has been a lot, hasn't it? Ammon, you arrived in Atlanta recently, and in short order you were able to establish a pattern for the person that you are looking for. And on this cool evening night, you know that there is a home in Marietta with a man perched atop of it. And perhaps it's finally time to talk.
I'll make my way there.
Okay. And so you make your way through the city on foot or by car?
I will take a car.
Okay.
I'll use Mask of a Thousand Faces to change my appearance,
Okay.
and then I will get a lift.
Okay. And will you have it drop you off a little ways away?
About 2 blocks away.
Okay. And so you enter a nice family neighborhood. There's a forest behind it, just a small greenway. And you do see the house that was mentioned to you.
Okay. I will activate Unseen Passage,
Okay.
and I will head over and make my way onto said roof.
Okay.
And I'll make a stealth roll for that.
Go right ahead.
That is 5 successes with a critical.
Perfect. So, Cyrus, as you watch them wind down for the evening, she goes not to bed, but instead to her study at her dining room table, poring over her notes and searching furiously through her bag for her journal. She was certain it was here. And she's just going over notes, running calculations. And then suddenly, there is a sharp pain in your shoulder. Something like a vice grip. And in a sudden and sickening moment, you are airborne, thrown back and flying. And as you sail, you connect with a few trees along the forest line. slowing the speed of your fall. You land hard on a pile of wet boulders at the base of a short waterfall. Looking around, you see a small mill with a building behind it with a water wheel and a bridge leading to it. And among the roar of the waterfall, you barely notice anything until it's too late. And in a moment, there's a figure in front of you, tall and imposing.
And almost as if a reaction, using rapid reflexes, tumble up and immediately draw the sidearm as I pointed at the figure.
Are you sure you want to do that, Cyrus Ibn Muavara Beni Aftab? It will not end well. And I remove my hood.
And Cyrus, as you get a look at the man's face, you are not sure who this is, but there's something in the severity of his features and the look in his eye that has a place carved in your mind, but you can't place it.
I've come here to have a talk. If you would rather fight, we can absolutely do it.
And he'll, processing. Who are you?
My name is Khalif Ammon Kadar.
And as soon as Khalif is said, realization hits as he holsters the weapon and bows.
I thought that's what you would decide. I am curious. Why have you not finished with the assignment we gave you?
Complications arose.
Did they?
Yes, new information came to light.
And what information was that?
Involving the SI.
All right.
More information needed. More beneficial to Hakim.
I see.
And Ammon, the SI angle is one you know of. It's the reason that this contract was taken out on Dr. Gilbert in the first place. Her synthetic blood that she had invented has been contracted through an SI pharmaceutical company.
Mm-hmm. So, you have acquired more information that is valuable enough to pause the taking of the doctor's life.
I do not believe that she should be the true target. There
You
is
don't.
someone else. More info needed to be gathered before bringing it back to Alamat.
I see.
Local Camarilla politics have delayed things.
Well, that's all very interesting. You seemed very intent on watching her. If I didn't know better, I'd say you'd been doing it for a long time.
I must be thorough.
Mm.
Judgment must be true.
That is true. You are correct. Now, you've been here for a while. If this new information came to light, why did you not find a way to contact us? Why did I have to come looking for you?
That was not my goal, and I apologize for that.
Mm.
It was never my intention. I wanted
Right.
to make sure I had all the facts before I brought it to your attention.
I see. Being thorough is something I would expect from you.
The situation in Atlanta is complicated.
Well, how so? Explain.
My time here, the former prince was assassinated for treason against the Camarilla.
Interesting.
And the time I was here, being the most capable, I've been acting as the local scourge.
Ah,
Sheriff. It has pulled my duties to the mission a bit, but has allowed me to get close to a coterie here in the city.
oh,
Through that, we've been able to discover a line of synthetic blood, but I do not believe that the doctor is the one truly doing its purposes for the SI with our blood. It is being
Then who-
tainted by La Sombra.
Oh, I see. So who do you believe is the person
I
who we
just
should be focused on?
recently got a name, Dr. Reynolds.
Dr. Reynolds.
Yes,
Interesting.
I do not have any more information than that, as this was a day ago that I acquired this information.
Oh, well, it seems my appearance is just on time. Now, you seem a little flustered. You seem a little upset. And I'm curious why.
Not upset. Mission is always first. The path of blood always comes first.
It just seems so unlike you to not just eliminate the target with which you were given. It seems like you should have gotten rid of them without searching for more information. What led you to believe that we had not done all the research needed and there was a reason why we gave you this contract?
I don't know.
Well, interesting. Do you... Let's see, how long, if you will refresh my memory, have you been kindred?
I don't know.
And you don't know who sired you?
I do not know. I have only known the path of blood.
Yes. And you've done very well. You're doing quite well as we could have hoped. Up until this point. Well, I'm sorry to have appeared so abruptly and interrupted your watchful eye.
It was only a matter of time. I am surprised that you were not here recently. More soon.
Right.
I know that this assignment has taken longer than any of my others.
Yes, it has. Now, if you'll assist me, I would love to know. This doctor, you spoke of the other target that you feel should be the subject of this job, as opposed to the good lady doctor that you were watching. Why do you feel it would be better to change the target?
I feel like this Dr. Reynolds is the true threat to the masquerade and working truly with the SI.
Right. And what... I apologize, continue.
From the intel that I was able to gather from my observation, I feel like this other doctor is an asset that we can use.
Wonderful. All right. So the new doctor that you have found, this, remind me of his name.
Reynolds.
Dr. Reynolds is a valuable asset to us.
No, is the true target.
Right. So the your initial target is the asset to us.
Yes, the one actually creating the synthetic blood.
Right. So the doctor who is actually creating this synthetic blood, wouldn't you think that would be the reason why we asked you to kill her?
Yes.
And if she's the one actually making it, then I don't think your target has changed at all, regardless of this new information. It feels like deflection to me.
No, it's the synthetic blood is not altered until it gets to this other doctor, I believe. It is not tainted with our blood until this Dr. Reynolds gets a hold of it.
Right. No, I see what you're saying. You're saying that this other doctor is the one contaminating this synthetic blood with kindred vitae, which is causing the problem. But killing the initial target would serve the same purpose. Would it not? If there's no blood to tamper with, then there's no tampered with blood. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Great, as long as we're on the same page. Now, I know things are a little confusing for you. I know that you aren't the type of man to really think about the past. But I'm sure it is confusing not knowing where you came from or what your life was like before. Or indeed even who made you as you are now. I'm sure that can be upsetting.
No.
No.
My purpose was always the targets.
Right. Which is why you're so good at what you do. But it seems to me, coming from, who would know you better than the person who made you, that this conflicted nature of yours stems a little bit deeper than new information.
It is new information.
All right. Well,
Like I said, there are complications to this target.
so, explain to me those complications. Why, if new evidence has come to light and the new target is a much more viable target, and that would solve our problem in a much more delicate and effective manner. Why has it not been done?
Because it's new information that I'm still looking into. I'm
Right.
hoping to have answers soon. On the morrow, I have an address I just got today.
Wonderful. Great.
An address that I'm pretty sure leads to an SI headquarters.
Wonderful.
A new headquarters because I sabotaged the last one.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Good.
With the aid of this coterie. It was not an initial target.
Was your alignment with this coterie something that was necessary for the mission? And your work as the Scourge, as you said, also necessary?
No.
Right.
But it was
Oh,
to
this...
gain information in this city.
Right. Well, I guess that leads to some sort of a necessity. It would seem that things have become very complicated for you here in Atlanta. Well, how would you like to proceed from here? What is your ideas?
To find this Dr. Reynolds. If he is truly meant to be judged, then I will judge him. Or I will, if it as you wish, bring it to Alamat and have the council see new light so that the contract may be altered. And if not, then I will follow.
Wonderful.
Ammon,
Now, yes,
if you could please make me wits and insight.
absolutely. 2, 4. That is 4 successes.
4 successes. That's enough. It's a wonderful story.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. But you know enough about Dr. Gilbert. You know exactly who she is. And there stands a possibility Cyrus now knows exactly who she is. That's the problem with rewriting memories. Sometimes something eventually gets through.
Now, Cyrus, I know that you take your job very seriously. And I know that you would not hesitate or deviate from your job unless it was something you found very, very important. I saw the look on your face when you're looking at the good doctor we were both watching just a few minutes ago. And it would seem to me that you know who she is. And you have remembered a certain affection for her. Am I wrong? You see, when you have such a strong connection from your previous life, it tends to cause problems sometime during your time as a kindred. And, you never know when that's going to happen. You never know when the consequences of previous actions are going to come along, but they always do. And I think you just may have found something that matters to you more than your job. Huh.
Cyrus,
Now-
can you make me composure and resolve, please?
Five successes, 2 crits.
You're holding it together quite well, but the rage is boiling within you.
Now,
Who the hell is this to talk to you this way?
I know you recognize me by my name, but I know you also have never met me before, and there's a reason. And I know that I don't particularly act like the rest of our lovely clan. I didn't have any previous contact with you because it was my choice. I didn't think that my contact after being the one to bring you into this happy family of ours was a good idea. I felt that you would be much more effective if I had nothing more to do with you than the initial embrace. Now, I understand things didn't turn out exactly as we had planned, but you've been raised in the same manner as we would have had if you were a true member of the Banu Hakim. I understand this is a lot of information to come at you at once, and I do sympathize. But I normally wouldn't have come at all had I not known who your wife was in relation to you. It's very troubling. So, where do you propose we go from here?
I cannot let you kill her.
You can't. You can't let me kill her. Wonderful. So, how are you prepared to stop me? Are you going to make a convincing argument? Are you going to try to persuade me to not? Or are you willing to fight? Because the latter would prove to be very stupid.
You are my sire. I don't want to fight you. I would like to find a compromise that benefits the Banu Hakim.
Well, I wouldn't want to fight me either. So, your compromise and what you were trying to convince me of is that by killing this other doctor, we could avoid killing your wife altogether and still accomplish the same thing.
Yes. I don't believe that she knows she's working with the SI. I believe that she is making this synthetic blood for the immortal kind. It is this Dr. Reynolds and the company that she is working for that I believe is what is truly using it to alter and use against us. I have fought SI that have Lasombra blood in them but are not true kindred.
Are you talking about the Thin Bloods?
No. Something else.
Something else?
Yes. That have the touch of oblivion on them. It is through their blood that I am able to do this, and I will activate oblivion, and my eyes will go solid black.
Oh, well, look at you learning new tricks while you're away on a foreign trip.
This is through kindred that the SI are turning and using their blood. kindred that I have judged and removed.
So, what evidence do you have that leads you to believe that this woman, your wife, is not involved and is just an innocent bystander in all of this? Information that we could not have found out before we sent you on this mission.
I'm gonna roll willpower, if that's all right.
That's perfectly fine.
With one success, I reach in and I pull out the journal. And I hand it over.
Oh, this is the good lady doctor's journal,
Yes.
I presume. And within these pages told you that she was not involved through any fault of her own.
Yes.
And I'm going to open it up and just start flipping through pages and scanning.
Okay. What you see in there is you see a lot of chemistry equations, the creating of the blood. You see some notes from different pharmaceutical companies, bids, and then a circle around one pharmaceutical company that won the bid for the synthetic blood she's made. She also has some liner notes regarding family game nights, personal information, and you do see an address for a Dr. Reynolds that has been scratched out, along with a new address that has been circled.
Well, this is interesting, and I see why you thought this new information was important. The problem is that you remember who your wife is, and that is where I am still stuck. It is unfortunate that you chose to pause because of something that only really affects your mortal life. And that is not who you are anymore, which makes you incredibly less effective than you once were, which makes you a lot less important to me than you once were. If there's anyone else in your life that we happen to judge unworthy and worthy of judgment, and they happen to be related to you, will you also pause again? Because that makes you a blunt blade.
I don't know anything. I don't know why I hesitated until recently.
Well, that is unfortunate.
She can become an asset to us.
And how do you propose we make her an asset? Do we ghoul her? Do we make her one of us? Is that what you're...
I don't know.
You don't know a lot, it seems. You seem to be unsure about everything. So why should I not just finish the initial contract for you and then...
No, because I believe that she can be an asset because she has found a way to make blood that we can drink. I have seen it done.
There we are. I was waiting until you said something that made any worth out of it.
She makes blood that quenches our thirst.
Well, that is interesting, but I don't see a lack of kine in the world. Is it really so important?
When kine can't be on a round, when feeding on kine breaks the masquerade and you must find yourself in a situation when you are like us and are hunting a target, a kindred target, and there are no kine because you are in the middle of a desert. This could prove beneficial.
Interesting.
I believe that this mortal can become an asset to Hakim in a way that does not take her away
From you. It does not
From-
take her away from you, it would seem.
Ugh. I assure you I hate that I just said those words, but I did. It is a weakness, but it is a weakness that I have that is not a weakness because it is one that we can turn around to an asset. Khalif.
And Ammon, her journal is full of very thoroughly detailed notes on how she created this synthetic blood. Almost enough to replicate it without her.
So, the other thing I notice, and seems a little bit important to the situation we are currently in, is these notes and this journal, as far as my understanding goes, gives us the ability to recreate these experiments. So,
But would it not make it easier if you had the source?
it adds complications when working with a scientist that does not know we exist. If we could have, say, our people or others more scientifically inclined take a look at these notes and engineer the same product, then that is much more efficient. And
It's only a matter of time before the SI gets to her and she knows anyway. Why not make use of her now? Bring her into our fold.
You see, what you just said was, it is a matter of time until the SI get a hold of her, which means killing her gets rid of that problem, and these notes are all we need. So, you seem to have worked your way back to the initial job, which is to kill her. And as an added bonus, we now have this journal. I appreciate it, and I stick the journal inside my coat.
Okay.
So it seems that we have come to the compromise that you wanted. There's a way for us to keep the blood in flux, the synthetic blood that could very well be an asset to us, yes. And also remove it, the target, from any further trouble. So I appreciate that. Very good work.
Cyrus, please make me another composure and resolve.
Or success.
4 is just barely enough. Not only have you discovered that the Caliph is your sire, he has a flawless reason that Dr. Gilbert no longer needs to live. And Ammon, you can see that he is stretching the seams of his very ability to keep it together.
You seem troubled. You seem as though what I've said upset you. You have a choice to make right now. Either you continue with this target, or you disobey our orders, and you become something very different.
There has to be another way.
Does there? Does there have to be another way? Does there need to be
Yes.
another reason why you are to follow the orders we gave you? Do you think that you know better than all of us, that you have found some information that leads you to understand who is to be judged and how? Don't you think that we, who have been doing this for a far longer time than you have, understand the way things interconnect better than you, and that when we judge someone to die, it is for a damn good reason?
One of the path of blood is to seek knowledge that may aid in the clan in the war against the cursed spawn of Cain. I think that she can be that knowledge. More so than her notes. What if there is information that she has in there that is... I think she is an asset.
Well, so apart from the notes, you think that her mind is so irreplaceable that it would be a huge loss for us to dispose of her? Is that what you're saying? I need you to answer me clearly. I need you to simply answer that do you think that apart from her ability to create synthetic blood, which is now in my possession, she has so much knowledge in her short life that it is worth all the trouble of bringing her into the fold rather than just eliminating her and being done with the whole issue? Is that what you say? You're saying that?
I don't know.
You see, and that is why I am disinclined to follow your plan, because you do not know, you are not certain. And on the other hand, there is a certainty that if we remove her, the problem stops. At least for the time being, until some other mortal decides to try and make a synthetic blood, and some other kindred finds another purpose for it, and so on and so forth. But for the time being, the problem ends. So I am disinclined to go on this wild goose chase for another person than to just stop the problem here. So either you take care of the problem, or I take care of the problem, and then you become a problem.
Why?
Why? Why am I making you do this? Why am I being so uncompromising?
Why must this be so complicated? Why must I remember?
Well,
why did I hesitate? There are so many whys, and why? Why you? Why you?
Why me? Why did I turn you? You're asking. Why did I make you what you are?
Why did you take it? I know why. You took everything from me. Literally everything.
Yes. I did. Because in doing that, I made you what you are now. And I think that is an excellent trade. But if you're remembering, and if your memories make you think that you were better as you were, then I have no more use for you, and neither do the Banu Hakim. So make a choice. Complete your task, or don't. And actually become clanless.
Is that my only option?
From my perspective, I mean, there is a third option. You could stake yourself and wait for the sun, and I'll just complete your contract and go home. But it seems pretty clear to me what needs to be done. I mean, there is a fourth option. You could try and kill me and then do whatever you like. Then someone else is going to come and look for you, and you'll have to just keep defending yourself and defending yourself over and over and over and over again. And that doesn't seem the most... Well, you'd be a fool to want to do that.
I can't let you kill her. She can't die. She's all I have left. And I quick draw and I start shooting.
Please make me a Dex and firearms roll.
And I'm going to activate unerring aim.
Okay.
As soon as I see him draw the gun, I would like to blink.
Okay. Please give me a rouse check for blink.
Absolutely. I don't get hungrier.
Wonderful.
I don't get hungry with unerring aim, and with unerring aim, only someone with celerity 5 can dodge this.
That is true. I do not have that.
No.
And I am using incendiary rounds.
Okay. Please make me your Dex and firearms. And for your blink, Ammon, please make me Dex and athletics.
And just so you know, the composer resolve, I got 1 success.
Dex and athletics. Three successes on Dex and athletics.
Burn a willpower and reroll 4.
Okay. What is your total?
10 successes, 2 crits. Messy critical.
You're able to... What you think is get out of the way. Ammon blinking when you see the gun. But Cyrus is far better trained than you remember. And multiple shots of incendiary rounds hit you.
I'm also gonna, just on instinct, activate Vanish, Unseen Passage, Shadow Cloak, and just in case. I don't get hungrier.
Okay. And so Ammon, as the fire burns in you, please, with that hit, take 2 points of aggravated damage.
I will indeed.
And you see Cyrus disappear in front of you. Your failure of a childer. It's infuriating as much as it is pitiful.
With that, I want to charge.
Okay.
I'll roll stealth against his wits and
Okay.
awareness.
Alright.
I'm gonna blood surge this as well.
Okay. Ammon, please roll me wits and awareness.
I will. Ba, ba, ba. That is 8 successes with a critical.
Okay.
9 successes with a critical.
So you are indeed unable to spot it.
Hmm?
As he charges. And Cyrus, what will you do as you charge towards Ammon?
I'm gonna make a willpower roll as I move towards the fire of his body. I'm assuming is he ignited?
Yes,
Okay.
but they are small fires.
Okay. Do I need to make willpower? Sorry.
Yes, please.
Okay.
The fire at this point, Ammon, is on your body armor clothing. It has not
Great.
yet gotten into you, but the blast from the gun was more what hit you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna 4 successes on the willpower roll.
Okay.
Do I know if this is a fire that I can put out?
Yes.
From knowing incendiary rounds, I can stop, drop, and roll, as it were?
Yes.
All right, so I will go ahead and...
You are also next to a waterfall.
Right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I will leap back using Blink into the water.
Okay.
And then I would like to... I'm going to use Cauldron of Blood.
Okay. First, please make me a rouse check.
I will. I pass.
Okay. And you will also gain 1 stain on your
I
humanity.
will
for
gain
this.
1 stain on my humanity, yes.
So please make me Resolve and Blood Sorcery. And Cyrus, if you could please make me Composure and Occult.
Three, 1, 2.
While he's rolling, as I'm charging, using rapid reflexes, I'm switching out and I'm loading in the blast rounds that I got from the Second Inquisition.
Okay.
That is 7 successes.
And what was your roll, Cyrus?
0.
Unfortunate. And you said 7, Ammon?
Yeah.
Cyrus, as you go running towards him, you switch out the rounds. And then there is an intense, hot pain searing within you as your blood begins to boil, hurting all throughout every square inch of your body. Please take 7 points of aggravated damage.
And as Cyrus charges and gets right up on him as he grabs him, he...
And Cyrus, your hunger is now at 5. And the beast is clawing up your throat as your blood boils, aching to get out. This sire, this caliph. Maybe more would come after him, but you'd have peace for a while. And his blood is probably delicious.
You think you can kill me that easily? You think you, using the bullets made by Kine, are able to take me down? I do not think so. Enjoy this pain. You will remember it for a long time. And I'm gonna Oh, go ahead.
No, I want to unload the entire clip of blessed bullets into him.
At this point of pain and hunger, it will take a willpower roll.
Okay, that's fair. Three successes.
Not enough.
Hold on, sorry. 4 successes. I rolled 1 less willpower.
Still not enough.
Okay. And then in that case, I'm just gonna, if I can, just try to rip out his throat, go fangs on whatever I can get.
Please make me dex and brawl.
I would like to throw him off of me. A contested roll.
Okay, contested dex brawl roll. Or dex and athletics for you.
Okay.
We'll say at this point I've dropped it.
Yeah.
That's 6 with a critical.
Okay.
Eight.
So you are able to grab him and go for his throat. Ammon, you grab his shirt to try and throw him, but he is overpowering you in this moment. His level of rage, something you hadn't quite accounted for in the moment.
As I am just going to rip out as much of his flesh as I can. Any bit of flesh that I can get my teeth around, I am just pulling and tearing, claws, just as much as I can, just ripping into him.
This rabid animal.
It is nothing but animalistic at this point.
This rabid animal that is the childer you were once proud of. He's managed to grab a couple pieces of flesh off of you. Please take 1 point of aggravated damage.
All right, I do. Well, I'm going to I'm gonna blink away.
Okay. Please make me the appropriate rolls.
Can I use I use fleetness to try and stop it if I can,
Okay.
or to add to my roll if possible.
Give me a rouse check for fleetness, please.
I'm gonna go ahead and.
Or actually, you're at 5.
I'm at 5, but
I'm
But
gonna
you
go
still
ahead
have
and.
to do it.
I don't get
otherwise. And I pass my rouse check. I blood buff myself, and remind me what that does.
You disappear from existence, and you are able to get away for a short distance.
Yeah. So I will. That gives me. That's 7 successes on my blink.
Okay.
I don't know if I can catch him or not.
Not with 7 successes at your hunger level.
Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna. I'm chasing.
And so, Cyrus, in a moment, you are chasing only wind. As Ammon disappears in front of you. And Ammon, you find yourself in the tree line, a bit deeper into the woods. Your neck bleeding. And you can see him searching along the waterfalls for you.
That was good. Well, it's only fun. And I will leave him to his probable frenzy.
Wonderful. And so you slink off through the forest, not quite content to leave Atlanta yet.
No.
And Cyrus, as you are on the verge of frenzy, searching for this man, no clue where he's been, no clue where he's going, But now he knows where Dr. Gilbert lives. And now he knows what you know. And you need to eat soon.
I don't think I'm in any state of mind. I just start moving.
And as you move, you happen across a couple that has decided to go on a midnight walk. The man nervously fidgeting with a ring box in his hand behind his back. And you can't hold back. The man is much larger, and you jump him. The woman screaming. And your teeth sink into his neck as the delicious, warm vitae fills your mouth.
Now rip out and chew the flesh.
And the woman keeps screaming, and she begins to run. Will you let her run? And so you drop the
Rapid
man.
reflexes, I chase her down.
You drop the man, who is now bleeding out on the ground, the taste of his flesh in your teeth. And you run for the woman, much quicker than she is, and you have her on the ground. And your teeth sink into her neck, chewing and gnawing at the flesh, savoring the taste of it. Will you kill her? Her boyfriend is bleeding out not far from you, and she's not long after.
I'm dragging her to him as I throw him. Do I get any control over the beast at this point?
For what you have consumed, you will go down 3 hunger, leaving you at 2.
I'll look around to see if there's anyone around.
At this point, no.
Good.
But likely very soon, with all your screaming.
I drag them back into the shadows as I rip out their hearts and feast on them.
And that will take you down to 0. The beast finally fully and completely quelled inside of you. But a quelled beast does not account for the pain of everything that has occurred tonight, and the pain of knowing that Dr. Gilbert's time is borrowed as long as Ammon is in town.
I will find you. And I'm gonna start hunting.
And Ammon, as you decide to stay in town, you decide to connect with an old friend, the primogen of the Nosferatu, the one who had originally requested an agent to be at her disposal on her payroll, to which the Banu Hakim had provided Cyrus.
Right.
Dot has happily invited you to stay among the Nosferatu compound.
Good. We have some things to talk about.
And she is most excited to see you. And I think that's a wonderful place to leave off this vignette and our 3rd season. Thank you all again so much for joining us. Take care of yourselves and each other. Goodbye.